Right now, say I want Josh Taylor and get the Josh Taylor fight. Country takes that. That's right. Yeah. So anybody on that pipeline right now, that's a big deal.
I told his ass, but the same thing to change Tony can't be signed the contract. Wow. So I'm talking to Bobo on the phone like this. I got Zab on one phone, I got James on one phone.
You gonna be everybody listen. He's gonna be strong. He's gonna be we need what are we doing? There we go. There we go. What it do, what it do, what it do, what it up? I am AK the Apostle. Welcome to Let's Talk Sports, Sean. And my trusty co-host is out and about. Mr. Brandon Stanard, he out and about doing big things out there, you know what I mean? So we got a lot of stuff popping off. Furthermore, if you have not done so, please like and subscribe to the Let's Talk Sports, y'all. Either that or AK the Apostle, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, all of that. We got a lot of stuff going on. We got a lot of stuff going on. Like I said, I promise y'all, I don't know how I'm gonna pull it off. We still got so much content. We still just gotta find a way to get out. You know, I mean, some stuff you're gonna see, you know, a couple weeks old, month old, 2 months old, 3 months old, but it's still good content, and we got to get it to you. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of good things going on. A lot of good things going on. For those that have been supporting all along, I do wholeheartedly appreciate your support and all the things we do. You know, just by way of announcement, before I get to the sports, but just by way of announcement, you know what I mean? Got some things coming up. I'm gonna show some clips too, you know, like, you know, your boy was an extra in a movie, an upcoming movie coming up. I'm gonna give y'all more details coming out. And it's actually a major film. So how about that? I mean, I don't have no lines or nothing like that, but I do, you know, got a scene or two, you know, thanks to my trusty partner, Mr. Brandon Stanard. What else we got going on? Got a new video coming out. It's like it's like a DMV All-Star edition for my man Joey Bless for song That's How It Is. I do have a version and a verse and a video that I have in that video as well. And it's very, very, it's a lot of DMV All-Stars that's in there. I don't want to just start naming them all. You know, my man Fox in the video, my man Black Gallagher, God, I see I'm already messing up. See, that's why I don't want to start naming people because I'm gonna forget people. Oh, my man Dread the old head. How can I forget him? He in the video. But yeah, like I said, the DMV All Stars, my man Joey Bless, you know, is you know, came up with an idea and a concept. I'm gonna play a little clip of that earlier, but yeah, we got a video coming out, movie, by way of announcement, and we just gonna get straight to it. You know, the Jake Paul card got announced, you know, and the whole card, I'm gonna bring up clips and things of that too, but also on that card is no other than our own DMV's Gary Antuanne Russell will be defending his 140-pound WNBA belt on that fight card. And, you know, shout out to him. You know, y'all know the relationship that I got with them. You know what I mean? Actually, I'm going to show a little bit of that too. You know, a video of me getting beat on in the ring. You know, he used me as a punching bag, but, you know, all in the name of good work and good, you know, it had to be done. Somebody had to do it. You know what I mean? So I had to take one for the team that day. And for those that asked, did it hurt? Yes. Yes, it did. Not for the faint of heart. You know what I mean? It's not for the faint of heart at all. You know what I mean? So yes, did it hurt? Yes. I mean, y'all don't even see the clips when he's like, I mean, they just see him little, you know, but yeah, I ain't putting the videos up when he, you know, was loading up. No, we're not doing that. And, you know, we're going to get into the NFL news and the WNBA news. So we got that is. So we're gonna start with the NFL. We're gonna start with the NFL. It was quite the week. It was quite the week last week, you know what I mean? And things are starting to get a little clearer, a little more cloudy for some teams, a little more clear for other teams, you know what I mean? we're gonna go through the scores last week, and then me and Brandon, we got to review our picks. We definitely got to review our picks. You know what I mean? You know, the upset of the week was the Browns and the Packers. You know, after the Packers came out there and they looked so good and the Browns looked so bad. Now, don't get me wrong, that Browns defense has always been formidable, and in any given day they can make things hard for anybody. But just as hot, I mean, for the Packers to beat beat the Commanders and then Detroit, two playoff teams, and then turn around and let the Browns just shut them down. And shout out to Quinshawn Jenkins for getting back on the field. He had some off the field troubles, but looked like they got that cleared up. And it's glad to see that he was able to get back in there and get it done. But yeah, that was the shocker of the week. I didn't see the Browns. I didn't have that on my bingo card. Then the Colts, shockingly 3-0. Daniel Jones 3-0, and they out there putting up numbers with Daniel Jones. The Vikings, blew the doors off the Bengals, without no Joe Burrow. Then we got the Steelers, they pull it off against the Patriots. Not sure what to make of either one of them two teams just yet, because they both teams just kind of but Aaron Rodgers has had his moments with DK Metcalf. Then you got the Eagles and the Rams. And the Eagles improved to 3-0 in a gut-wrenching fight. And, block field goal at the end of the game to seal the game and win it and put it on ice. But I must say this. They find different ways to win. And with the schedule they've had, you know what I mean? Philadelphia, the best team in football right now. By far. By far. It's not close. They played Tampa Bay again. They both 3-0. But again, by far. You know what I mean? By far, they the best team in the league. You know what I mean? And we, without any major injury or any kind of drastic situation happening, they look like they're going to be knocking on the door of that of a championship again. It's hard to repeat, but they look like they got what it takes to be at least knock on the door to get back there once again. The Jets in Tampa Bay go to 3-0, and I don't know, the Jets seem feisty. They battling teams, but they got some things they got to work on. But again, they lost their quarterback and they still went down to the wire. Commanders destroy the Raiders. No shock there. They definitely, as they trend towards another playoff run. The Panthers shutting out Atlanta, which was a shocker. Don't know what's going on with neither one of them teams, but 30-0 is diabolical. Jaguars. Now here's something. The Texans, a team that we thought could be competing for at least a shot to go to the championship game, at least 0-3. CJ Stroud is really struggling. It's just one of them things. Chargers go 3-0 against the Broncos. Everybody who beats the Saints pretty much probably going to beat the daylights out of them. And then the Cowboys get sliced and diced and flea flickered and everything you want to say against the Bears. And that situation is just Jerry. You trade away your best defensive player, maybe in years. One of the best defensive players you probably would have drafted ever. You trade him away, and you have your pass rush is non-existent. What capable corners and DBs you had, you let them walk out the door and go other places, and you sign these corners that can't guard anybody. It's going to be a long year. Maybe Clowney, goes in the time machine and becomes part of the Clowney of old and makes something happen. But right now, without Jerry making some type of trades or big moves, the Cowboys looking on their way to be a dumpster fire. And we're going to go through those games right there later. Another shocker was how the Lions just did what they wanted in Baltimore. That was kind of a shocker. You know what I mean? That was kind of a shocker. That is the NFL. So now we're going to go to this week's picks. Well, we're going to do our picks tomorrow. Me and Brandon will do our picks tomorrow. I'm not going to do my our week 4 picks. We're going to do our picks tomorrow. You know what I mean? In the WNBA, both series to go to winner. Each winner, each series goes to the WNBA finals. Phoenix and Minnesota is tied at 1-1, which it took Phoenix to come back from 20 points down in the third quarter to come back and even things up in Minnesota to make that series 1-1. Also, you had Vegas had to go out there and put on a masterful performance to go 1-1 because they lost game one at home against Indiana. So now you got Indiana 1-1, Phoenix 1-1, both games tomorrow, and both game threes will be pivotal. You know what I mean? To see who's going to take that step to go to the WNBA finals. I don't know who you picked to go to WNBA finals. I don't know what mixture. I don't want to make a pick because of course we know I'm voting for Vegas and I'm voting for Phoenix, but hey, both teams are capable. Indiana has showed themselves to be formidable, and I shout out to their front office. And for those that was all complaining about Stephanie White, you have to give Stephanie White her credit. She has definitely held that team together, and she went out and got the type of players that she liked to coach, the Rough Riders. Play like it's too many talented players in the WNBA that don't get to be on the WNBA roster because one, they don't got enough roster spots. They need more roster spots. They need more teams because there's too mane talented women players that just have to go away. But when you're able to just go outside and just pick up like players like Odyssey Sims, Ariel Powers, these women that are vets in the league and been great players in the league for a long time. The crazy thing about Odyssey Sims is if she was to start for a team and play a season, she'll be a top 5 scorer in the league. See what I'm saying? And was not on a roster. You know what I'm saying? Was out the league. So, I've always had love for Odyssey Sims, big love for Odyssey. But in the comment section, talk to me. What y'all think of the NFL season? What do you think about, if you would follow the WNBA, what you think about the WNBA playoffs and, the upcoming fight schedule? What do you think about Jake Paul and Tank? Which I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not really excited about that fight at all. I'm just happy that my man Gary Antuanne Russell is on that fight card, and when he get in the ring that night, probably will be amongst 50-60 million viewers. Then that's what's up. That's what's up. The type of fighter that everybody should love, willing to fight anybody, willing to do whatever, and going out there to putting on a show, doing what y'all want a fighter to do. That's what you should want to see. So yes. And yes, he tried to get a unification card. So all the guys who didn't want to unify with him, just think about this. This could be you on this big card. See, this could be you versus him on this card, but y'all didn't want y'all dancing around. See, you missed the opportunity. See what I'm saying? This could have been big, to be on the card like this. You know what I mean? Because these type of cards lead to you, lead to you having, the marquee card. You know what I mean? And that's what you do. Keep putting in that good work, letting the people see you. So many people gonna have their eyes and be like, wow, this is what we needed. You know what I mean? So let's do that. Shout out to my man Gary Antuanne Russell for that. But yeah, what y'all want to talk about today? Let me get these clips up. So y'all can see. So you can see what I been up to a little bit. Let me see. So I, get to what? Let's see what I got going on in here. Let y'all see a couple of these clips. If my IG stop backing up. You know. But yeah, man. Gotta definitely continue to keep uplifting all these sports. Oh yeah. I gotta shout out Asia Wilson. But before we do that, let me share this screen. Let me share this screen for y'all out here. You know what I mean? Boo boo. Why are you doing me like this? Okay. And let me step out the way. Give y'all some of this stuff, man, so y'all can see. So as you can see, I'm being a human punching bag. Shout out to my man Walt, his uncle. You know what I'm saying? Just a little something, just a little something. Love something, love something, love something. You know what I mean? Like I said, shout out to my man. Check him out. He will be on the Jake Paul card, Jake Paul tank card. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure that's gonna be the fight of the night or the performance of the night. You know what I mean? And y'all, and you know, and y'all gonna look up and be like, whoa. Also for the DMV, that same weekend of that fight card is November 14th in Miami, Florida. That same weekend, DMV. I want y'all, I'm putting this out there so y'all can pay attention. DMV, for all my Washington Commander fans, that same weekend of the fight of the Jake Paul tank fight, and also, you know, Gary Antuanne Russell being on the card. Also that weekend, the Washington Commanders are in town to play the Miami Dolphins. So you can plan your trip accordingly. Remember, plan your trip accordingly. You can get the fight and the game. You know what I mean? And all the stuff that's gonna come with it. Like, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be all kinds of, you know, meet and greets and everything. So man, it's gonna be a star-studded affair in Miami. You know what I mean? So you got the fight, you got the whole fight week, you got the fight card, then you got the Commanders versus the Miami Dolphins. I mean, DMV, it's the DMV takeover. It's the DMV takeover, the Maryland takeover, man. We taking over Miami for the weekend. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it. So everybody plan accordingly, plan your trip accordingly. You can get a 2-for-1. You know what I mean? Or whatever. But that's what's going on. The Miami Dolphins play the Commanders that weekend. You got the Jake Paul card. It all goes down in Miami the week of November 14th. Yay, let's get it. Shout out to the DMV. Shout out to the DMV. You feel me? You know what I mean? Like I said, man, we got a lot of stuff popping off. A lot of stuff popping off. And I'm just thankful. You know what I mean? Take everything one day at a time. It's been quite the year, y'all. It's been quite the year. You know, good and bad. You know what I mean? It's been quite the year. You know what I mean? So that's definitely good to see some great things happening on it, happening to people who work for it, you know, happening to people who really working for it, who really been putting their time in to do these things. You know what I mean? Shout out to the whole Russell family, you know, and also it's a tailgate party coming up at the Black Eye Media Room, you know, on let me look that up. Let me make sure I got it. Make sure I got that right. On the day on October 18th. October 18th. You know what I mean? So yeah, come check that out. Tailgate party. But and then, you know, you got the Washington Commanders playing the Cowboys that day. Hopefully the Cowboys will be more formidable of a team by then. And they can at least give them boys a game, because right now that secondary look like anybody can score on it. You know what I mean? That's just me. That secondary look pretty bad. You know what I mean? That secondary look pretty bad. I mean, the Chicago just was going up and down the field. I ain't gonna keep talking about my man. They done traded my man now, so I'm not even gonna keep talking about Israel Matuma. He's a light years better than every corner we got on the field right now. DeRon Bland, the last 2 years, he's not available. So I mean, your best ability is availability. You know, so nothing against him, but if he can't get on the field, what we doing? What are we doing? I'm looking for the promo video for That's How It Is. That's also coming up. You know, I'm looking for the promo video. But I don't see it. Y'all. Looking for a promo video so I can at least promo that. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? What up, what up? But talk to me in the comment section while I look for these videos. Talk to me. To share the screen again so you can see some of the things we got going on. So you can see some of the things we got going on. But talk to me in the comment section. What y'all looking forward to this weekend? What y'all got going on? What you think about the Jake Paul fight card? If you watch the WNBA, what you think about the the WNBA playoffs? Who you think right now in the NFL looks the best? What teams you feel look the best right now? You know what I mean? Like what's the biggest shock of the year? I know one of my biggest shocks is Houston being 0-3. Houston being 0-3 is a definite shock. The Colts being undefeated is also another shock. You know what I'm saying? It's also another shock. So I mean, this is we got some shockers and then we got some stuff. Okay, we figured this. Kansas City being 1-2, it's another one that's like, whoa. Drop this in there. Gary Russell, Andy Huroka. You said WBA championship, and me congratulating the 4-time WNBA MVP, Asia Wilson. You know what I mean? Just a little something, something. You know what I mean? A little something, something. We just trying to stay busy. You know what I mean? We just trying to stay busy. We just trying to stay busy. But like I said, man, we got so much content coming your way. So much content coming your way. I do not know when we really going to have time because we keep adding content. You know what I mean? We keep adding content to the content we already got. So just want to know, just let y'all know we're going to keep working. We're going to keep bringing in. We're going to keep adding content. But like I said, we got so much to get to you. You know what I mean? From boxing to the WNBA to the NBA to now NFL, now behind the scenes on movies, video shoots. You know what I mean? So yeah, we working. We working out here. I'm trying to find this clip for the video. Joey, I'm not gonna lie to you. You're gonna see this video and I'm gonna let you know it's a problem. I'm legit have a problem with the fact that I'm actually in the video and I'm struggling to get the video, bro. We got to do something about that. You know what I'm saying? We got to do something about that. We do. You know what I mean? We got to do that. We got to fix it though. But yeah, the video is called "That's How It Is." It's like I said, a lot of DMV artists, some older, some new, some OGs, some newer. You know what I mean? Some still trending, some still active. Some of us, we're just happy to be, part of it. So like I said, man, that's how it is. I'm just gonna call it the DMV All-Star. Shout out to Black Gallagher for doing the video. Shout out to my man Joey Bless. You know what I mean? My man Fox, my man his name Mark Collins. See, I don't want to start naming Miko the Boss. I don't want to start naming that because I'm gonna forget Dread the Old Head. Navajo came through. Priest of Name came through. What is my man name? Oh man, Jones, Love Jones. I don't want to. Travis, Big T came through. Yeah, we like I said, it's a lot. We popping out there. I wish I had the clip. I wish I had the clip. I wish I had the clip, but I don't. But other than that, like I said, man, you know, I'm gonna say for people, I think right now the biggest shocker for me in the NFL is definitely the Colts being 3-0 and the Houston Texans being 0-3. I think Philly right now looks the best. I think Philly by far is the best team in the league because, like I said, they beating teams in different ways. They beating people with defense. They beating people with scores. They beating people with the touch push. They just find a different way to win games. They causing turnovers. They blocking field goals. That's when you know you have a complete team. You know what I mean? And like I said, they're the most well-constructed team I've seen out there. But shout out to what they got going on, even though I hate it. You know what I mean? Second best team is kind of tough. That's kind of tough. There's a lot of teams that look like they and you know, are the coach really legitimate? You know what I mean? San Diego look good. You know, San Diego look good. They look real formidable. The 49ers are 3-0, being quiet and 3-0, a quiet 3-0. But you know, they 3-0 nonetheless. So, you know, like I said, the WNBA playoffs, everything is 1-1. We got 2 huge game 3s tomorrow, starting in Indiana with the Aces in Indiana, and then you go out Phoenix and Minnesota, but 2 huge game 3s. Once again, the announcement of the Jake Paul tank card, you know, featuring no other than Gary Antuanne Russell, and then also you got Alicia Baumgartner on that card as well. Shout out to my man Flat, who's all over it, getting all of that coverage, getting all that footage. And Flat, you know, I got to bring you back on here so we can do our normal debate. We got a lot to get into now. We got a whole lot more to get into. We went crazy on that IG Live a couple weeks ago, but we definitely got to rehash that. You know what I mean? You know, we got, like I said, we're going to do some different formats. We got a lot of things coming up. Like I said, I still got a truckload. I'm just going to have to find time to just start dumping. We have a truckload of content from many different sports, many different venues, many different events, but we got a truckload of content we got to get to y'all, man. So like I said, if you have not done so, please like and subscribe to the Let's Talk Sports Show, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. You know what I mean? And you know, like I said, check different sites. I don't put the same thing on every site, but like I said, some sites got me. You know, you'll see me in the ring with Gary Antuanne, him, you know, using me as a punching bag. Some of y'all will see me like some of the clips from the WNBA. As you see, I got clips from me interviewing Angel Reese. I got clips from me being in the press conference with Asia. Many. It's a lot. We got a lot to get y'all. But with that being said, I appreciate y'all for tapping in. And for those who have been supporting all this time, appreciate you. I appreciate you. Got to get out of here, man. Y'all be blessed out there. Me and my man Brandon Stenard will be back tomorrow with our week 4 picks and previews of a lot of things that else is going on, man. But shout out to y'all. And like I said, for those in the DMV, if you're interested in the Jake Paul card, also look into the fact that also that same weekend that fight card, the Washington Commanders are in town playing the Miami Dolphins. So you got the Javante Tank Davis, Jake Paul card featuring Gary Antuanne Russell. Plus you got the Washington Commanders playing the Miami Dolphins that same week. It's all going down to Miami. So all y'all, before you start, and the people y'all know who you are, before you start hitting me up, get all that in line. Work your itinerary out. You know what I'm saying? Because we get down there, I don't have time to be figuring out where you trying to go. I have a job to do. You know what I'm saying? I have a job to do. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to all y'all. Be blessed. We out of here. 1.